Amakhala, a spectacular 18,000-acre malaria-free game reserve, a mere 40 minutes from Port Elizabeth. Taking in an area where 5 biomes merge, it has an impressive diversity of fauna and flora, offering the visitor unique all-year-round viewing experiences. The very name, Amakhala, means place of the aloes, and the huge variety of plant species here attracts a wealth of bird life. Large pockets of indigenous thicket cling to hills and gorges surrounding a scenic valley, where once roamed vast herds of endemic species, most of which have been reintroduced in what is now a Big 5 game reserve. Adding to the visual spectacle is the Bushman's River, which encircles the vast plains below with their wide open vistas for easy game viewing. When the river is in full flow, an additional bonus is a river launch with views into the lush endemic vegetation which borders the entire length of the watercourse. Nestled in the surrounding gorge and pockets of bush thickets are 11 accommodation options, from tented camps to bush lodges and settler-style country homes, each with its own special ambience to enhance the sense of place as an extension of the experience for the visitor. Whether taking in the vistas of the surrounding unspoiled landscape or creating a sense of being on safari in the gracious style of a bygone era, or cosseted in the comforts of a colonial homestead or an early settler home, there is a range of options to choose from. The vision to revert the land back from farming to its original state was that of Bill Falls, whose family had been farming the Liebenbosch section of the reserve since the first part of the 19th century.
It was caused by us seeing certain very important plants disappearing through overgrazing and ill-treated by cattle, and like a milk euphorbia plant, which is wonderful for wildlife. It keeps them fat and shiny, and that's one of the reasons why we never have to feed animals here, due to that one plant. Cattle would walk into a bush and it grows from a rank, and they take a mouthful of it and then reverse out and pull and break the rank, thereby killing the plant. Whereas wildlife nibble off the ends of those shoots. In other words, they're just pruning that plant and they're propagating its growth. And the same with a lot of other plants like ground cover plants. Then in 1966 we decided to sell every sheep and every cow, and it was the best move we've ever made, because there's so many different ways of making a living out of wildlife. All we've done is to go over to game and entice our neighbours to join us to make Amakhala a sizable entity. God put wildlife here, and we came along, took it away. So that was our biggest mistake, and all we're trying to rectify is that mistake. Our animals are thriving, we don't feed them, they fend for themselves. All we got to do is regulate the species, grazers to browser ratio, and not overstock the land. The animals look after you thereafter.
As in the case of Liebenbosch, most of the lodges are family run by descendants of early settlers. People who, like Bill, are deeply attached to the land and the rich experiences it offers when left in its natural state. Linked to the conservation ethic is a belief in the importance of instilling a love for natural areas in young people, who will one day become the custodians of our wildlife areas. The Conservation Centre, funded from bed levies and donations, was created with this in mind, and it plays an active role in creating environmental awareness among students from surrounding schools. Another aspect of conservation education is the game ranger training offered on the reserve.
It's essential for you as a guide to assess what is going on in the herd structure, like this buffaloes that we're viewing at the moment, before you enter the sighting with your guests. For instance, are there any conflict between the animals that can give you an indication of whether you should approach or not? It's ultimately about the enjoyment and the safety of your guests. So it's essential that you ask your guests whether they are comfortable and whether they actually wish to go closer to the sighting.
The reserve also serves as a location for wildlife veterinary training for local and international students. Then there is the in-service training given to staff drawn mainly from surrounding farms.
Amakhala Game Reserve has created lots of employment for the local people. They've got an opportunity to work in the hospitality industry with no knowledge at all.
Local communities are also supported by the Amakhala Foundation, which was created not only as an umbrella for the activities of the Conservation Centre, but also to market arts and crafts, some of which are made by teenagers, such as this buddy group from a local school. In addition, the foundation supports the Isifo Charity Trust, which provides care to hundreds of children affected by HIV and AIDS. For its broad vision in providing a rich experience for the visitor through its conservation and hospitality ethic, and its social and educational outreach programs, Amakhala has been awarded the voluntary label by Fair Trade in Tourism South Africa. Amakhala, not just another game reserve, but one with a strong social and conservation ethic, offering the visitor a range of luxury 4- and 5-star accommodation options, while enjoying a glimpse of what this unique part of South Africa looked like before the endemic fauna and flora were disturbed by man.